Buenos, continuando Mass Effect, exatamente de onde eu parei aqui, depois de ser finalmente promovido a espectro. Já dei até uma upada aqui no encanto e intimidação, que são os mais importantes, que nem eu falei, né? Depois tu upa os bagulhos, né? O espectro também é bom porque ele aumenta a tua vida, então é bom aumentar também. Mas o jogo normal não é lá muito difícil, então não tem muito problema em relação a isso. A questão é... Olha, o que eu não examinei isso aqui? Ué? Ou eles mudaram... Ah, não, ele mudou... Hã? Pera. Agora já não sei mais nada. Quarta 2. Agora sabendo onde é que eles estão, não sei. Não tinha já escaneado aquele... Bom, sei lá, bom. Enfim. Eu acho que esse aqui eu não tinha escaneado mesmo. Eu acho. Garrus Vakarian.
Through all my time at CSEC, I never got the chance to witness a meeting of the council in person.
300 years ago, the Geth drove my people into exile. We asked the council to wipe the synthetics out, but they ignored our pleas.
Maybe if they'd listened, we wouldn't be here now.
É, então. Aonde que eu não escaneei o Keeper, velho?
Maybe, but I wouldn't believe everything you hear.
That's just it. I'm hearing it everywhere. It's not just isolated rumors.
Do you really think Saren could be involved in something like that without the council knowing it?
Maybe the council does know. Everyone already assumes he's just doing their dirty work.
That's dangerous talk. I'd be careful who you mention that to.
I know. But if it's true, shouldn't we be doing something about it?
No, and I'll thank you to keep me out of it if you do.
I hope he's okay. I'm on a break. Talk to someone else if you need anything. I've got a lot on my mind.
Maybe I can help.
Well, maybe you can. You're a soldier, right? You ever head out to the Traverse?
The Traverse is a rough place. We're out there quite a bit.
My brother's the captain of a ship called the Majesty. It was crossing the Traverse a few days ago when it disappeared. Just dropped right off the grid. And that usually means one of two things. They had massive mechanical failure, or they were attacked.
Any idea why someone would attack them?
Privateers, slavers, mercs looking for an easy score. There's a lot of nasty sorts out in the Traverse. I won't give up on my brother. Not yet. I've got the coordinates for the last transmission from his vessel.
What kind of ship was it?
Don't let the name fool you. The Majesty's just a small trading vessel, only a handful of crew. But he kept it in good condition. I don't think mechanical failure is too likely. But they don't have any real weapons or shields. If anyone did come after them, the Majesty'd be a sitting duck.
Isn't anyone else looking into this?
My brother's just a small independent trader. Ships like his disappear in the Traverse all the time.
What's in this for me?
I can't afford to pay you anything. If I had that kind of cash, I'd have hired a recovery team to track him down already. Maybe you could look into this as a personal favor, you know? We humans have to stick together.
If your brother is still alive, I'll find him. Give me the coordinates.
I'll forward them to your ship right away. Please let me know as soon as you find him.
Ok. Mais uma missão. Um calvo. Mais uma missão de encontrar alguém no espaço. Eu só tenho que achar os últimos Keepers. Eu não tenho ideia onde é que estão.
In other news, Exogeny Corp is still denying reports that one of their survey teams has gone missing in the Hades Gamma Cluster. When asked why communication with the survey team was suddenly cut off last week, company officials refused to comment.
O que será?
Please do not disturb the keepers. Please do not disturb the keepers.
Tá, falta um. Eu escaneei esse daqui. Cadê o último, mano?
The Protheans obviously understood the aesthetic value of the mass relays, something we Quarians have learned to appreciate during our wandering.
The Keepers never paid much attention to that relay monument. I always found that a little strange.
Eagle de Phoenix, beleza? A questão mais importante no momento é... Só falta um para completar a missão. Onde está este rato? Este rato não. Essa barata de pernas. Tem algum aqui dentro? Não. Tem algum escondidinho aqui, algum cantinho que eu não vi? Cima, talvez? Aqui. Boa. Candidatos completados. Nossa, olha a música para completar a missão, mano. Eu aumentei meu nível ainda. Vamos. Conscientes em combate. Ah, eu tenho que aumentar eletrônica e codificação. Eu quase esqueci disso. São importantes também. Que ajuda para Vou até tirar os pontos aqui e botar aqui e aqui. Agora os caras lá dominam a citadela, então, né? Tudo por conta de alguns trocados. Ó. Qualquer coisa eu caço eles e mato eles. Ó, aqui. Enfim. Buenos, então basicamente, deixa eu ver. O fã, leituras estranhas, Argos Raw. Tem mais nada de missão aqui na cidadela. Bora pro espaço, mano. Finalmente, vamos sair deste local e ir para o espaço sideral.
Seems like all the best lounges are being replaced by places like Cora's Den.
The embassy lounges are bad, but they don't have any decent entertainment.
It's run by bureaucrats. They probably spend months just voting on what kind of entertainment to get.
You're probably right.
Ok. Vamos para os distritos. Esse... Ah, pera, tem uma coisa aqui que eu tinha esquecido. Tem mais uma missão aqui que eu esqueci. Não é aqui.
I need those supplies for my clinic. I can't.
You can and you will, or your story won't stay secret for long. Don't disappoint me, Doctor.
Oh, Commander Shepard, I didn't see you come in.
Every time I come in here, I see someone threatening you. Who was that?
Someone from my past. I can take care of it.
I might be able to help you.
I was fired by my previous employer for giving out free medical supplies to clinics like this. They never filed any charges. They just wanted me to leave without any fuss. But somebody must have found out. Now they are blackmailing me. I have to give them what they want. If the board finds out about my past, I could lose my license. They'll shut my clinic down.
Maybe I can get you out of this. Tell me what they want.
I have to give some of my medical supplies to a merchant in the markets. They expect delivery today.
Give me your contact's name. I'll deal with this guy, whoever he is.
Deal with him? But won't they expose my past?
I'll make sure they don't tell anyone.
I was told to speak with a merchant named Morlan, down in the markets. I really appreciate this, Commander. Thank you.
You're a doctor.
No.
I chose to keep the medical tradition alive, but not
I'll be going now.
Goodbye, Commander. Nice talking to you.
Quase esqueci, tinha mais essa missãozinha aqui, né? Muita missãozinha logo de cara aqui, que não faz ligação com a história principal, né? Vocês repararam? Que toda a maioria dessas missões que eu fiz não tem ligação com a história principal. Eu só podia ter ido lá na torre Sisek, depois ir falar com o Garrus e com o Rex e voltar pra torre e ir embora, né? Mas a maioria que eu fiz aqui era tudo secundário. Eu não me importo, mais XP e dinheiros, né? Ó. Tem gente que pode não gostar muito e se cansar.
Hello there. Welcome to Morland's famous shop. You want many good supplies, yes?
You were expecting a delivery of medical supplies.
But I was told the doctor would be bringing them.
Things have changed, Morlan.
A change, but the doctor... I don't... This is not right, human.
Shut up, Morlan. I told Baines you'd screw this up.
What the hell's going on here? Who are you?
Leave the doctor alone.
We can end this if you just bring me those supplies. Otherwise, I'll start telling people about the doctor's little secret.
Se falar, você está morto. Que isso?
You're shutting down a medical clinic. What if someone needs treatment? What if you need treatment?
Hey, hold on. I'm just the middleman here. This is way more than I bargained for.
Thank you, human. It is good to see him humbled so.
What do you know about Baines?
I have never met him, human. I only worked with the one who spoke with the doctor.
Pra quem roubou cassino, mas missão por miséria, fichinho. Ó, entendi.
Let me see what you have.
Oh, you will be pleased, I think. Very good things I have. You will see.
Deixa eu ver. Pistola Striker 2... Não. Eu tô com nível, deixa eu ver. Meu nível de Paragon já tá no 4 ali. Tá, deixa eu voltar lá pro... Ah, aqui não tem saída, mano. Voltar lá pra... a médica. Ele deve ter pegado... Mas eu acho que o tempo do loading é o mesmo tempo de eu ir a pé. Então é melhor eu ir a pé, né? Por parar pra pensar. Como eu não tenho SSD, não é rápido. Vou a pé mesmo. Podia pegar o coisa e teleportar pra esse daqui, né? Mas...
Commander, how did things go?
He won't be bothering you anymore.
Really? That's a great relief, Commander. Thank you. I can't pay you for your help, but I can give you a discount on any supplies you purchase here.
The thug said he worked for a man named Baines. Sound familiar?
Baines? I wonder if he means Armiston Baines. We worked together a long time ago.
What can you tell me about him?
Last I heard, the Alliance military was contracting him for some research in the Traverse.
We should follow up with Captain Anderson.
We'll see what the captain can tell us.
I wish I could tell you. Is there anything else I can help you with, Commander?
I'll be going now.
Goodbye, Commander. Nice talking to you.
Ok. Não posso fazer nada sem receita. Tem uns remédios diferenciados. Tá, agora sim, mano. Eu enrolei mais do que eu pensava que iria, mas agora sim, agora vai, mano. Confia. Agora eu posso sair da cidadela, finalmente ir pro espaço.
Coming up in a report later today, Emily Wong investigates corruption on the Citadel and uncovers a full-blown crime syndicate.
Ó, aquela que eu dei a notícia, viu? Apareceu notícia aqui no negócio. Vocês acham que GTA que inventou isso? Ó, na verdade foi ele que inventou, porque é desde a época do PS2 e Mass Effect do PS3. Mas enfim. Olha, tinha um Keeper aqui. Ué. Esse aqui eu não escaneei. Então tem mais de 20 Keepers. Interessante. Legal que tem mais então de 20 Keepers. E eu ainda não tava conseguindo achar. Mas enfim.
I've got big news for you, Shepard. Captain Anderson is stepping down as commanding officer of the Normandy. The ship is yours now.
She's quick and quiet, and you know the crew. Perfect ship for a Spectre. Treat her well, Commander.
O que está acontecendo?
I want the truth. Why are you stepping down, sir?
You needed your own ship. A Spectre can't answer to anyone but the Council. And it's time for me to step down.
Come clean with me, Captain. You owe me that much.
I was in your shoes 20 years ago, Shepard. They were considering me for the Spectres.
Agora ele conta a história, ó, viu?
What happened?
I failed. I couldn't make the cut. It's not something I'm proud of. Ask me later and I'll tell you the whole story. For now, all you need to know is, I was sent on a mission with Saren, and he made sure the Council rejected me. I had my shot. It came and went. Now you have a chance to make up for my mistakes.
I won't let you down, sir.
Saren's gone. Don't even try to find him. But we know what he's after. The conduit. He's got his Geth scouring the Traverse looking for clues.
We had reports of Geth in the Pharos system shortly before our colony there dropped out of contact, and there have been sightings around Noveria.
Find out what Saren was after on Pharos and Noveria. Maybe you can figure out where the conduit is before he does.
The Reapers are the real threat.
I'm with the Council on this one, Shepard. I'm not sure they even exist.
But if they do exist, the conduit's the key to bringing them back. Stop Saren from getting the conduit, and we stop the Reapers from returning.
I'll stop him.
We have one more lead. Matriarch Benezia, the other voice on that recording. She has a daughter, a scientist who specializes in the Protheans. We don't know if she's involved, but it might be a good idea to try and find her. See what she knows. Her name's Liara, Dr. Liara Tassoni. We have reports she was exploring an archaeological dig on one of the uncharted worlds in the Artemis Tau cluster.
Sounds like we should head for the Artemis Tau cluster.
It's your decision, Commander. You're a Spectre now. You don't answer to us.
But your actions still reflect on humanity as a whole. You make a mess and I get stuck cleaning it up.
I'll try not to make things any harder on you, Ambassador.
Glad to hear it, Commander. Remember, you were a human long before you were a Spectre. I have a meeting to get to. Captain Anderson can answer any questions you might have.
Okay.
Yes, Commander?
I want to know the truth about you and Saren. I want to know about the mission you were on together all those years ago.
We had intel on a rogue scientist being funded by Batarian interests. He was trying to set up a facility to develop illegal AI technology out in the Verge. Alliance intel had done all the work, but the Council wanted a Spectre involved. We compromised. I was assigned to help Saren in his investigation. We tracked the scientist to a refining facility on Kamala. He was hidden away somewhere inside, protected by an army of Batarian mercenaries. The plan was simple. Sneak into the plant, capture the scientist, sneak back out. Quick, quiet, and a minimum of bloodshed.
I'm guessing things didn't go as planned?
Saren and I split up to cover more ground. Then about halfway through the mission, there was a massive explosion in the refinery core. Officially, it was ruled an accident, but I think Saren detonated it on purpose to draw off the enemy guards.
How many casualties?
The explosion tore the refinery to shreds. The whole place was on fire. Black chemical clouds poured out into the atmosphere. Nobody inside survived. There was a camp for the workers and their families nearby. Between the fires and the toxic fumes, the final death count was over 500. Mostly civilians. Saren didn't care. The target was eliminated, mission accomplished. And I ended up taking the blame. That ended all talk of me joining the Spectres.
Esse relatório que ele falou aí me parece muito, sabe o quê? Parece que eles se inspiraram em Chernobyl. Por quê? É basicamente a mesma coisa que aconteceu, né? Explodiu, no caso aqui é uma refinaria, né? E coisas químicas foram na atmosfera e tinha uma cidade próxima. Isso lembra o quê? Né? Chernobyl. É a mesma coisa, só que uma outra coisa no espaço, né? Só que no caso aqui eles mudaram para no caso que ele causou a explosão, né?
Saren caused the explosion. How do you pin it on you?
In his report, Saren accused me of blowing his cover. He said it was my fault the guards were ready for us. He claimed that's why it turned into a massacre. Saren's report was all the proof the Council needed to kill my chances of becoming a Spectre.
Why'd you let him get away with it?
Who do you think the Council was going to listen to? Me? Or their best agent? I had a bad feeling about him right from the start. I should have been more careful. Maybe I could have stopped things before they got out of hand.
Don't blame yourself, Captain.
I don't. I blame Saren. I think he wanted things to go bad. He was looking for an excuse to blow that refinery. Maybe he just likes the violence. Maybe he was just trying to make me look bad to keep humans out of the Spectres. If so, he pulled it off.
The only thing I care about is stopping Saren.
You're right, Commander. It's no good living in the past.
How are you holding up?
Honestly, this isn't how I pictured my career coming to an end. Pushing papers really isn't my thing, but you're the one who can stop Saren. I believe in you, Shepard. If that means I have to step aside, so be it.
Ok. Eu vou perguntar outras coisas aqui.
Any extra intel you can give me on our colony at Pharos?
The entire planet used to be one giant Prothean city, mostly ruined now, but some of the infrastructure is still intact. The colony tried to build on what the Protheans left behind. We lost all contact with them when the Geth attacked.
What do you know about the Artemis Tau cluster?
Not much. I've never been there myself. A handful of systems with a few small, uncharted worlds, but no real colonies. Might not be easy finding Dr. Tassoni out there. My advice is to look for the world with the Prothean ruins.
What can you tell me about Novaria?
Novaria's trouble. Always has been. The whole planet's basically a center for corporations to conduct illegal research. Watch your back there, Shepard. Spectres are about the only form of Citadel authority Novaria respects. But they aren't popular.
What do you know about Armiston Baines?
Where did you hear that name? Never mind, I don't want to know. Baines is dead. Has been for quite some time.
The people I spoke with seemed to think he was still alive.
It's not common knowledge. Military's keeping it under wraps. Baines was doing some high-level work for the Alliance. Stuff even I wasn't aware of. One day he turns up dead on a drifting scout ship. Everyone suspects it was foul play, but it was never officially investigated.
What can you tell me about the ship?
I don't know much about it. You should talk to Admiral Kahoku. One of his crews discovered Bane's body.
Any idea how to find him?
Last I heard, he was up in the tower trying to get the council to investigate Bane's death. Is there anything else, Commander?
É aquele caduco lá, mano, que eu falei, então...
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
É o caduco, mano. Armas da Normandy, inspecionar. Pera, agora surgiu mais uma missão, mano. Calma aí, antes de eu ir pro
Chairman Burns of the Parliament Subcommittee on Transhuman Studies has been kidnapped by biotic extremists. The biotics commandeered a freighter and were last seen in the Hades Gamma Cluster. No demands have yet been made.
Eu sei, eu disse que eu ia pro espaço aqui e ainda vou, calma. Só que... eu não lembrei que tinha mais uma... Tenho que ir lá falar com o caduco lá, mano. Calvo? Não, não é o calvo, é o caduco. Caduco. Caduco tava por onde aqui? Aqui embaixo, né? Aqui, o caduco.
No, I'm waiting to speak with one of the Councilor's assistants. Congratulations on becoming the first human Spectre, Commander. I'm certain you'll be up to the challenge.
I appreciate that.
My name is Admiral Kahoku. It's about time the Alliance got one of our own in with the Spectres. We need people like you to deal with our problems.
Is something wrong, Admiral?
I'm getting stonewalled by bureaucratic assholes. Nothing new. Maybe you can help me, Shepard. One of my recon teams was investigating some strange activity out in the Traverse. We lost contact yesterday. Now I can't get clearance to check it out. Suddenly it's a restricted area. But that doesn't apply to you, Shepard. Spectres can go anywhere they want. You could find out why my team dropped out of contact.
I'll find them, Admiral.
I appreciate that, Commander. I was running out of options. I'm gonna stay here and see if I can find anything out through official channels.
Entendi, Marshall.
Hold my breath, though. I'll upload the info on where my team was last seen to your ship. Maybe you can get some answers. Commander, any luck finding my recon group?
Captain Anderson said you had information on Baines.
Not as much as I'd like to. One of my crews found him, frozen stiff on board a derelict vessel. The missing recon group? The one I sent you to find? They were scouting the system we found Baines' ship in.
You should have mentioned this earlier, Admiral.
Baines is already dead. It's too late for him. I'm only concerned about my team. Someone has to find them. Please, Shepard, I'm counting on you.
Vocês repararam alguma coisa até agora nesse jogo, né, mano?
Commander, any luck finding my recon group?
Not yet, Admiral.
Well, I'll let you get to it then.
Vocês repararam que a maioria dessas pessoas aqui nunca falam toda a informação, velho? É incrível, né? Cheio de conspiração do cacete essa merda, mano. Toda hora alguém esconde alguma informação, né, mano? Acesso a distritos, embaixadas. Os sons dos beats estão off? Não, não era pra estar off. Será que deu algum problema no coisa de beats agora? É só o que falta, tá ligado? Eu acho que morreu o bot, porque nem o fala foi. Ih! Ah, não, é que eu... Enfim. Entendi por que não tava os sons. É que eu mexi ali no negócio de começar a gravar e esqueci de... Pois é. Enfim. Desculpe. Devolve meus beats, safado. Desculpe. Posso tentar reproduzir o som depois, não tem problema. Ó. É que eu mudei na tela, botei na tela sem sons, porque eu tinha que mexer uma configuração ali e esqueci de botar de volta, né? Ah, enfim.
In remembrance of Eden Prime, we present another profile in courage with serviceman Nirali Bhatia. A devoted wife and talented chef, serviceman Bhatia joined the Alliance military under the Deferred Education Plan. After finishing her service, Bhatia planned to open a restaurant. Instead, she gave her life protecting the colonists of Eden Prime. For more profiles in courage, or to explore opportunities in the military, please visit the Alliance military on the extranet. Keyword, courage.
Olha, falaram da Nilari Bate lá do corpo lá. É, então, ainda tá no top 5, tá ligado?
The Normandy is amazing, Shepard. It's an honor to be among her crew.
The Normandy combines the best of Alliance technology and Turian engineering. It shows what we're capable of if we work together.
Casco da Normandy. Esta é a minha nave, a Normandy. Bom, agora sim, mano. Depois de mais 30 minutos de enrolação, bora pro espaço, finalmente, mano. Vamos entrar na nave. Entrar na Normandy.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
Heard what happened to Captain Anderson. Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
Captain Anderson should be the one in charge. It's like I'm stealing the ship from him.
Yeah, the captain got screwed. But it's not like you could have stopped it. Nobody's blaming you. Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander. 100%. Intercom's open. You got anything you want to say to the crew? Now's the time.
Olha, dá discurso motivacional, mano. Preciso ser honesto.
This is Commander Shepard speaking. We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit. I won't lie to you, crew. This mission isn't going to be easy.
Ninguém vai nos ajudar.
The Council wants to ignore this. That's no surprise. They never helped us in the past. No reason they'd start now. But we don't need their help. We can do this on our own.
Saren está preparado para nós.
Our enemy knows we're coming. When we go into the Traverse, Saren's followers will be waiting for us. But we'll be ready for them, too. This is the most important mission any of us have ever been on. The fate of an entire galaxy is at stake. We will stop Saren, no matter what the cost.
Well said, Commander. The captain will be proud.
Fancy speeches won't stop Saren from finding the conduit. If we really want to make the captain proud, we better get this bird in the air.
Yes, ma'am.
Eita, subiu o ponto de renegado também. Aí. Só falei umas verdades aqui, mano. Tá, enfim.
Commander, something you need?
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the... You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
What are you talking about? Are you sick?
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Froelich syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic. But I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you know, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
Caralho. O pastor já partiu da cidadela? Ainda não. Eu tava dando um discurso motivacional aqui, mas agora eu vou, mano. Confia, mano.
I need to know more about this Froelich syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
You're not gonna break a bone trying to fly the ship, are you?
I don't fly with my feet, Commander, so I'm fine as long as I'm in this chair. I gotta be real careful when I get up to take a piss, though. I can do my job as well as anyone on the ship. Better, actually. So don't worry about it.
I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable. Let's talk about something else.
Whatever you want, Commander.
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
You're dodging the question.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy. Even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
How's the Normandy performing?
She's the best ship in the balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
Eu já falei tudo aqui.
I have to go.
Alright, see you.
Até agora eu falei, sim, eu vou. Então vai de uma vez. Sim, eu vou.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
We're all on the same team here, Presley.
With all due respect, ma'am, that's what they said about Nihilus. Look how that turned out.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
Some people think asking for help is a sign of weakness. That's just being stupid and stubborn. No matter how strong you are, allies can make you stronger.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school, following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were one of the first reinforcements to arrive at Elysium after the Blitz hit. Those raiders were no match for an Alliance frigate. Of course, the only reason the colony was still standing was because of you, Commander. I can't believe you held out as long as you did.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Ok.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, ma'am.
Só vou falar mais com algumas pessoas aqui e já... já vou pro espaço. Confia, mano. Agora tem muita gente pra falar aqui na nave. E é sempre bom falar isso com eles, né? Influencia no jogo também. Querendo ou não, né? Gostando ou não, melhor dizendo.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner. And we were on the scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
Viu? Aqui não demorou tanto. Ó. Terminar no módulo de descanso. Isso daqui que eu fico pegando aqui pelo cenário vai tudo por códex. Se a pessoa quer saber mais informações sobre os negócios, dá pra ver tudo no códex depois. Terminal pessoal. Que é, esse aqui virou meu quarto agora, né? Se for parar pra pensar. Posso falar com a doutora Chacas?
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
Acho que é as perguntas que eu já fiz, então
Goodbye,
não tem nada não.
Commander.
Já cobrou o dízimo? Ainda não. Essa personagem ficou bonita, meu Deus, tá, enfim. Agora tem gente pra falar aqui, tem
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSAC.
Have you worked with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it.
But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this.
And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
Mako M35. Pegar mais coisa pro Codex. Dá pra falar com o Rex e com a Ashley aqui.
Nice ship you got, Shepard. What can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
Rex, como sempre, né? Um doce, né, mano?
You Krogans live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
Claro que é. Aqui tá errado a legenda. Não é?
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
Rapaz.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Mais informações. Tem um jogo Souls-like, qual build faria? Fazer um clérigo que anda com porrete em sua homenagem. Oxi! Por que porrete, tá ligado?
Commander?
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander. No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
You wish we'd been able to save the rest of your unit.
Yes, ma'am. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
The Geth are perfect ambushers. They don't move, they don't make noise, they don't even breathe.
They have flashlight heads, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duties squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am?
E aí, Douglas? E aí, Douglas? Entendeu? Desculpe, piada ruim. Mas enfim. É. Desculpe, eu sei, piada foi ruim. Feliz ano novo, feliz ano novo. Engenheiro Adams. Já queria falar com a Tali.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
The Normandy's a prototype, cutting-edge technology?
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla, grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
Mas estou fazendo live cedo? Como assim? É, jogando efeito de massa, né? Tradução feita pela tribo gamer ou por outro, pior que eu não lembro. Não lembro, acho que foi. Mas eles fizeram a tradução da Legendary Edition, daí eu... o port, né, das versões originais pra Legendary Edition, daí eu tô jogando a Legendary Edition. Já que a EA não traduziu a Legendary Edition, né, mano? Da merda.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials?
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
Okay.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks. bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
How come the Council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So the Geth share brainpower?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
So there's some sort of group consciousness?
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm probably oversimplifying. The Geth are incredibly advanced and complex creations. All you need to know is that they get smarter when they gather in large numbers. As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
Por que será, né? Tu vê pra robô pedindo por que eu existo, daí, ué, tem alguma coisa errada nisso, né?
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
You
didn't really think they'd just let you destroy them without a fight, did you?
The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the veil. Now we drift through space, exile searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
It's hard to feel sorry for you. Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place, but we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
I didn't mean to offend you.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get so worked up. Most Quarians tend to have pretty strong opinions about the Geth.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when the gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
Tá, eu realmente o Rex falou, tu queria histórias, é só falar com ela. Meu Deus, quanta fala ela tinha, né?
I should go.
See you later.
Ele tava certo, queria histórias, peça pra Quarian. E ela tinha mesmo, a Tali.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tali? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our...
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for Tali, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on, probably the fastest vessel ever designed. And she's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Fill me in on the IES stealth system. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Why doesn't it work with faster-than-light travel?
Cranking up to FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
Where else have you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Ok, finalmente consegui falar com todo mundo da nave. Mas caramba, eu não lembrava que demorava tanto assim. Eu sei, eu mal tô falando, mas é que é muito diálogo, né? Tem um monte de diálogos. Eu me pergunto se esse jogo fosse lançado hoje em dia com essa quantia de diálogos, se o pessoal ia ter paciência de ler todos ou mostrar todos numa live. Eu acho difícil, né, mano? Não que nem eu, né? Eu mostro todos os diálogos aqui do jogo, né, mano? Todos. Então... eu não sei se o pessoal meio que não cansa de tanto falatório, né? Mas eu gosto de ver tudo, então... né? Enfim. Ué, pera, como é que sobe mesmo? Ah, tá. Não é aqui, pera. Aqui. É, que eu não tô no horário normal de live também, né? Então, tem isso. Ué, peguei codex do quê? Isso ainda que eu não tô mostrando o que tem no Codex, porque o Codex tem muita coisa pra ler. Muita. Imagina, olha só, tudo isso daqui eu posso mostrar também. E tem muita coisa pra ler, se quiser, estranho. Então imagina, né, mano? Se eu quisesse mostrar tudo que tem no jogo, aí sim. Buenos. Mas antes de finalmente decolarmos, que eu achei que eu ia decolar nesse vídeo, mas ainda não saímos da cidadela, eu vou terminar o vídeo por aqui, bem na frente do mapa da galáxia. Já deu uma horinha e pouco, então já tá um bom tamanho de vídeo. Espero que estejam gostando, apesar de eu ter enchido os últimos vídeos só de diálogo. O resto do jogo agora não vai ser com tanto diálogo. Vai ter diálogo, obviamente, porque é um jogo RPG no espaço com um monte de diálogo. Mas agora vou fazer mais missões secundárias, então não vai ter tanto diálogo. Vai ser só tiro e exploração, basicamente. Certo? Então é isso, espero que estejam gostando e até o próximo vídeo.